What's going on, guys? Mickle here, and in this video we have a whole bunch of different stuff to cover. First of all, we can't beat around the bush. The crypto market has been atrocious. I cannot believe how ugly this thing has gotten, but it is so important to point out that this is not a crypto only issue. The entire economy is in the dumpster right now. Stocks are dropping, bonds are dropping, and even assets that people run to in times like this are going to the dumpster. We see gold dropping, we see silver dropping. It doesn't seem like there's a single place you can hide out in right now that is not getting hit hard. In this video, I'm hopefully going to show you guys that the crypto market fundamentals really are stronger than ever. I want to show you guys a clip at the end of this video that is going to tell you that big money is buying into these markets and sees these dips as a fantastic buying opportunity for the long run. One of the funniest parts about watching these drops right now is cryptocurrencies fundamentally solve many of the problems that are creating these drops in the traditional markets. Cryptocurrencies are made to be a better financial system and are currently being dragged down by our horrible financial system we are trapped in. At the end of the day, I think events like this and what we're watching play out right now is just such a fantastic case for the use case cryptocurrencies will bring to our market, and right now they are just getting beaten up with everything else. I really do believe though, when we look back at this time period 10 years from now, we're gonna see a lot of these cryptocurrencies we are watching get pulverized right now end up being the solution to most of the issues we see in our financial markets. Guys, we also have some critical new updates from John Deaton on the Ripple SEC case and a potential massive investigation coming down the pipeline on Bill Hinman. Make sure you guys stick around for that, as well as some information on Terra Luna that I think is very important to go over. Like always, guys, if you are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping to support this channel and means so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Alrighty guys, so make sure you stick around for the end of this video because I'm going to show you guys a clip at the end that I think is going to give you guys so much more confidence in the crypto market despite the dramatic drop we're seeing right now. So make sure you guys stick around for that, especially if everything you're watching right now with these prices is freaking you out. I think it's really going to help a lot. I want to start out here though and show you guys the dramatic strides that have been made by John Deaton and Empower in their goal to get an investigation into the SEC and especially Bill Hinman on his Ethereum free pass speech. Just today, Law 360, who is one of the biggest publishers who covers legal related issues, put out an article today titled SEC Asked to Probe X Officials' Crypto Statements. And John Deaton tweeted in response to this, "It will all unravel." So what we have right here is some serious strides being made with putting pressure on the SEC and exposing the conflicts of interest that were going on at the agency when Ethereum got its free pass speech. One of the things John Deaton has been adamant about is that one of the things we're gonna need to bring William Hinman down is more mainstream attention. The more eyeballs we get on this by very respected publishers like Law 360, the more congressmen and senators are gonna start paying attention. When it's just retail investors complaining about this kind of stuff on Twitter, it largely goes under the radar. But when these big publishers like Law 360 and Forbes start raising issues about what's going on at the SEC, that's when the congressmen and senators start paying attention and realize, wait, there is something serious going on here. Overall, I think this is a really big step in bringing attention to what's going on at the SEC right now, and the fact that Law 360 is actually raising this concern and saying there should be an investigation into what happened when Bill Hinman was giving crypto statements at the SEC, I think is an excellent sign of what's to come, but maybe more importantly, discredits the SEC's entire case against Ripple. Guys, what do you think's going to happen when the judges ruling in the Ripple SEC case right now see this Law 360 article come out completely bashing the SEC for their regulation of the cryptocurrency market? It plays in perfectly to Ripple's fair notice defense and shows that the leadership going on at the SEC was completely incompetent. It is becoming more obvious than ever that it was always impossible to run a fully compliant cryptocurrency company, and Ripple was simply trying to do their best with the very little guidance they were given. Ultimately, this is a very big shift in the narrative and a very good sign of what's to come on the Ripple SEC front. And guys, if you're feeling down about the crypto markets right now, just imagine how William Hinman feels right now scrolling through Twitter and seeing the immense amount of traction John Dean and Empower are getting, with them calling for an investigation into his exact practices when he was working at the SEC. Overall, it is looking really bad for him, and I think just discredits everything the SEC has been trying to do in the crypto space. Let's keep moving though, and I really want to talk about Terra Luna real quick because it's one of the things that I find most important to be paying attention to when I'm looking into cryptocurrencies, and that's what's going on with the price of a cryptocurrency versus the underlying fundamentals. I have always said on this channel that the most fantastic buying opportunity you can have is when the price deviates from the fundamentals. We saw this exact thing happen to XRP when the SEC launched a BS lawsuit against Ripple and against XRP holders, but the fundamentals of XRP were getting stronger than ever. We saw the XRP price drop off dramatically, all while more payment providers, more banks were all adopting XRP, and Ripple's business was booming outside the US. I think this is a very important contrast that we could make between this and something like Terra Luna. We see Terra Luna dropping off a cliff right now, but it's not because of some BS reason. It's because there's a fundamental issue in the Terra Luna protocol. Without getting too much into the weeds of things, Terra Luna essentially went under a multi-billion-dollar attack in which a group of people were able to depeg the UST coin from $1. Now, the important part to realize about this is this was a fundamental technology issue and an issue with the code. Something else that was very interesting about this is Do Kwon, the founder of Terra Luna, actually said this exact thing was impossible over a year ago. Someone who essentially was following the Terra Luna protocol called out that this exact thing that just happened was possible, and Do Kwon came out and said, billionaires, do your best, go ahead and try to do this, see what happens. Use some different language, but I don't want to get demonetized here. But the important thing to realize here is that this was an issue that was known about, was ignored, and then came to fruition, and it was an issue with the Luna protocol. This is going to cause lasting damage in the confidence behind the token and create some very serious issues for the UST coin going forward. Now, the only reason I really point this out, and I feel so bad for Luna holders because obviously this sucks, they had nothing to do with it, but the fact of the matter is, this is not the divergence of fundamentals and price we saw during the XRP versus SEC case. The XRP token dropped off a cliff, but it had nothing to do with XRP. The SEC's case they brought could have been applied to almost every single crypto coin on the market. What is going on with Terra Luna right now is a Terra Luna specific issue and is gonna cause a hit to the value of the Terra Luna coin. The reason I bring this up is it's a really important lesson for when you should buy a dip with confidence and when you should look at something and say, hey, my bullish thesis behind this might need to be reassessed. But this just brings me back to the rest of the cryptocurrencies that are dropping on this news who have had no decrease in fundamental value. Things like XRP over the last couple days have been hit dramatically, but the fundamentals haven't been touched. Nothing about what has happened over the last couple days has changed the value proposition behind XRP at all. It was totally, completely undervalued at 60 cents and is even more undervalued at 40 cents. So that's why I go into a dip like XRP saying, wow, this is creating a deal of a lifetime, and I'm using this dip and fundamental weakness on other projects to average into projects that I think are going to come out of this stronger. At the end of the day, cryptocurrency is not going away, and I truly do believe every cryptocurrency right now that is dropping hard, that has not had any change in its fundamental value prospect, is simply entering deep value territory, and I am using it as a fantastic buying opportunity. And guys, I just want to show you quickly, this in no way is some crypto only issue. We see all of the markets getting hammered right now, including the traditional equity market, and that's really why the crypto market has been selling off so hard along with everything else. We can see right here that whenever the traditional market comes close to this 100 EMA, we typically bounce off of it. Now, if we end up falling through it, that's typically a sign of something crazy going on, like it fell through it during the 2008 financial crisis. What we really need to see happen if we want to start making some moves back upward in the crypto market is for the traditional markets to get some support. We need the crazy situation going on in our economy to calm down a little bit. We need inflation to come down, and then hopefully some confidence will be restored in the markets and we can start moving up again. Now, this is something we need to be paying attention to because whether we like it or not, the cryptocurrency market is heavily correlated to traditional equities. So we need to see some better things coming out of this chart. Hopefully we will get a bounce, but this is just something I think you guys should be paying attention to. Now, I wanted to leave you with this clip because I think it's really important to realize what the big money is doing right now, whether or not they are concerned with what's happening. This is Jack McDonald of PolySign. He works with custodian cryptocurrency for the biggest fund managers in the entire world. I think listening to him is going to inspire some confidence, show you guys that the big money does not think this market is falling apart. They see this as a buying opportunity, and overall, I just think this is something we all need to hear right now.
I think what you're seeing certainly in the crypto markets is a lot of momentum and speculative investors who are getting flushed out here. We see from our business standard custody and trust a lot of interest coming from institutions. We just had a very large prospective investor come in today who feels like it's the bottom and they're looking to move into the space. And so I do think there's a lot of pent up demand. I keep reminding myself when I do my own gut check here is that the longer term fundamentals have really remained unchanged. There's nothing that we've learned fundamental to the crypto long-term story that I think has changed over the last couple of months here. We have the advantage of seeing what institutions are doing day in, day out, and big major institutions globally believe in the long-term trend, not only around the underlying blockchain technology, but more importantly, around digital assets. We are in the process of really rewriting a new operating system for capital markets. And I think that longer-term thesis will ultimately prevail, and that the higher quality tokens and assets will prevail as well.
So guys, I do think that's a great sign. He says he works with the institutions. Big money is coming in, and right after I saw that, I saw this. Brazil's largest digital bank, Nubank, has allocated 1% of its treasury to Bitcoin. Guys, it looks like big money is buying the cryptocurrencies whose fundamentals are still strong. That's what I'm doing. I know this panic sucks, but that's what happens. This is where you get wealthy. This is where the big money's made. This is where your USD buys you more coin. I hope you guys all have a good night. Try not to get too shaken out, but for now, Mickle out.